Ameshya Williams-Holliday becomes the first HBCU player drafted in the WNBA since 2002. 2002, that's 20 years. We're going to talk about it and why that is important and significant, and how Jackson State keeping the momentum going right after the bumper. What's good people? My name is JeffLightsyJr. here with the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, Ameshya Williams-Holliday was drafted in the third round, first pick of the third round in the 2022 WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever. She becomes the first HBCU woman basketball player drafted into the WNBA since 2002, when three players were drafted into the WNBA. She becomes only the sixth, I believe, WNBA player, HBCU player drafted into the WNBA. She becomes the second highest ever as far as draft position at 25. She was the second highest ever drafted, and she caps off a spectacular run by Tamika Reed and the Jackson State Lady Tigers basketball team, which includes multiple SWAC championships, multiple NCAA tournament berths, and of course, Miss Ameshya just dominating the SWAC after transferring from Mississippi State. Now, there was a great article written by ESPN's Mia Berry from Anscape's Mia Berry, which is the undefeated, now it's called Anscape, and she did a long piece on Ameshya and about the trials and tribulations it took for her to get to this point. And one of those, because like I said, Ameshya actually started her career at Mississippi State, and she is a native of Mississippi, and she almost quit basketball. She literally was about to hang it up. She packed up all her stuff. This is according to Mia's article that she did, a long piece article. I actually am going ahead and go and share it to you, and we'll dive in a little bit. It's really long, so I'm not going to read all of it. But this is a great piece, and I advise you to go check it out. It's written by, like I said, it's on Anscape.com by Mia Berry. It says Jackson State's Ameshya Williams-Holliday wants to set the tone for HBCUs in the WNBA draft. Now, this article was written before Ameshya was drafted, but it points out a lot of great gems from Ameshya's time in college, both dating back at at Mississippi State, and the dominating years of performances that she put on at Jackson State. And it talks about this part right here. It says, however, something didn't feel right after coming off a freshman season in which Mississippi State advanced to the 2017 NCAA Women's Final before losing to Don Staley South Carolina Gamecocks. Williams-Holliday was burnt out. She was sick of expectations and no longer cared about playing a more prominent role for the Bulldogs or getting back to the NCAA title game. She was done with basketball. No more practices, no more layups, no more rebounds, no more coaches yelling in her ear. She no longer wanted to be a part of it. Now, just imagine that. We're talking about a young lady that just got drafted, was the first HBCU player drafted in 20 years. We're talking about a young lady that dominated the competition at Jackson State, her senior year, finishing with just under 19 points, over 11 rebounds, and being both SWAC Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. And at this point, just 5 simple years ago, she was almost done with basketball. She was literally almost about to quit the game. It says, quote, "I just left," Williams-Holliday told Anscape. "I was packing my stuff, was crying and saying, my roommate was crying, saying, don't go. While I was just throwing my stuff in the car, I was hurrying up to get out of there. I got millions of texts from my coaches, from my teammates, from my mom, everybody. I ignored everybody. On November 16, 2017, the same day the Bulldogs were set to play their second game of the season, Williams-Holliday got in her car and left MSU's campus in Starkville, Mississippi without telling her coaches. She drove 4.5 hours to Gulfport, Mississippi, officially ending her career at Mississippi State. She had been the first person in her family to attend college. However, the pressures of juggling school, intense basketball practices, and training at one of the top women's hoops programs in the country made Williams-Holliday fall out of love with the things she used to do, what she used to love the most, which is basketball. And to see her journey, to follow her journey, and to see her go from that to this, From that, let me see, to this, where she's celebrating with all her family and friends and her coach Tamika Reed on the far left of the screen. From that to this, that is remarkable. That is beautiful to see. That is amazing. And the Indiana Fever are getting a ball. They're getting a baller. They are getting a baller when it comes to Miss Ameshya Williams-Holliday. Like a real baller. Let me go ahead. I mean, and Jackson State continues to ride this momentum. Oh, let me stop that. They continue to ride this momentum, both that they have with their men's football program. They're bringing in Mo Williams to change in the trajectory of their men's basketball program, and what Miss Tamika Reed has been able to do with the women's basketball program. Winning conference championship after championship, NCAA tournament berth after tournament berth, and now getting the first player drafted in 20 years. That is remarkable. That is amazing. That is something that we should tip our hat to. There's something special going on in Jackson State, and it is great to see. I wish Ameshya nothing but the best in her WNBA career. I wish her nothing but the best in her life, and this is awesome. I can't wait to see what she is able to do with the Indiana Fever, who loaded up on some good talent during this WNBA draft. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Ameshya Williams-Holliday becomes the first HBCU player drafted in the WNBA in 20 years. We talk about how the NFL haven't been drafting HBCU players, but the NFL's drafted more than the WNBA. The NFL, we talk about one draft pick here, one draft pick there, a couple of here and there, but we're talking about not one had been drafted in 20 years. Looks like those things are changing. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, my name is JeffLightsyJr at the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7 on Instagram and Twitter. I post content on there every day. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.